girl. This is the busy side of, good girl. I'd really like, good girl, for Winnie to just stay with me instead of being so busy. Huh? Give me. Give me. Yeah. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Good girl. That's nice to see. So this is showing you that she is actually tuning into me properly now. When we first put Winnie in this round pen, her focus was everywhere bar where it should have been. Good girl, Winnie. Good. And it was hard work to try and get it back. Actually, I couldn't get it back because all she wanted to do was climb out. Good girl. Good. Come back to me. So there where I push her around, I'd like to actually see her. Good girl. Step across herself. Good girl. Good girl. There. Good girl. Good. With this sort of in-hand work, good girl, where you don't actually have a lead on them. And I tend to do this with some of the harder horses, because it gives them confidence to stay with you, because you're not actually holding on to the end of that lead and forcing them to stay in your company. Good girl. Good girl. So this sort of stuff I tend to do with the harder headed horses, or the more nervous horses, or the ones that struggle to stay connected. And what I tend to find is this stuff really cements it. And it's a good way for me to check that they are actually, see right there, I don't want her walking off on me like that. Good girl, good girl. Good. So because she'd walked off on me a couple of times before, good girl, I did actually grab her halter there to bump her back. Only because I didn't want her walking off becoming the habit. Good girl, Winnie. So now what I would like to be able to see if I can do is swing this stick and string without her leaving me. It sort of really starts to tell me that she's at a good place mentally and she understands the program. Oh, that was a nice big sigh. Good girl, Winnie. It's been a long process with this filly, just getting her tuned in and joined up and connected. So, and right here, she's looking up at the hill. I like that I can bring her back though. So she's looking at the cattle up on the hill up there, and she wasn't really giving me her attention. But when I clucked her and asked her to move her feet, she did. I love that see how she's starting to lower her pole now. She's really starting to feel comfortable and find her safe spot here with me instead of wanting to leave and find that on her own. Good girl. See if I can't swing my stick and string. So like I said, I don't do this with every horse. Some of them just don't need it. They don't require it. They're with you the whole step or the whole way, every step of the way. Where because Winnie has not been with me for most of the time she's spent here and only really started to connect last week, I feel this will help cement it to her. I'll turn into her safe person or a safe zone. So here she's getting quite uncomfortable. She's not leaving me, which is nice. Good girl. Good girl. I just got to make sure she doesn't want to stand on top of me. Good girl. And this is the kind of thing that really cements the trust between you and your horse sometimes. And it really tells me where my holes are. Because if she wants to leave, she leaves. And I can't do anything about that because I don't have a lead on her. Today I might even climb up on the railings of the round pen and see if she can handle me being up there, just moving her feet around. She's doing it because she wants to do it and she understands it, not because she thinks that I've got a hold of her. Good girl. Come here. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Good. Chase her hip around. So there, where she leaves me, come back to her. Good girl, Winnie. Really? You're going to tell me, are you? You can tell me. So right there, that was the wrong way. I'm going to call her in. Call her in. Good girl. Call her in. So here, she's having a block. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Good girl. Now, good girl. Good girl, Winnie. Huh? So you can see, she's now that she's got her halter off, she's really testing this out. Good girl. I gave her a tap on the butt there. Come here. Come on. Come on, Winnie. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Good. Good girl, Winnie. See, right there, she wants to run through me. Good girl. So I just grabbed hold of her face then and pushed that around because I want her to stay with me and I don't want her to think that her leaving is what I'm actually asking her to do. Good job. All right. Good. Good girl. Come to me. Don't get too far away. Good girl. Good girl. Good. So this is a little bit what she was doing, what I was working on Friday, where she keeps wanting to keep her feet moving, and I'd like her to actually stand still when she faces up. Good girl. Good girl, Winnie. Good. Yeah, she's a little bit unsure. I'm going to let her move her feet. I'm not going to force her to stand. I just don't want her exiting. So she needs to keep her head faced at me, which she's doing. Good girl. Looking at you. Good girl. Jade. Good girl. Good girl. This is really giving me confidence in her. I sort of, up until this point, up until Friday, she had really concerned me about where she was at mentally. Good girl. Give her a rub with it. Come on. Good girl. Come on. This is why I do this, these things, these crazy looking things. Good girl. Move. Come on. Move. She's not having a bad reaction to this, which is good. Like, she's reacting, but she's being sensible about it. She's not losing her mind and dashing off and dragging me all over the place. She just wants to stop moving her feet, which is a better reaction, good girl, than scooting off and not. It's a much better response than her really hightailing it out of there because she's stressed. So here, she's running away from it. Good girl. It's all right. That went in front of her drive line, which is what made her stop.